Happy New Year. Welcome to another video. Today I wanted to share some things that have been helping me get through my analysis paralysis. I saw the funniest video on Instagram the other day. So the guy has his notebook, his laptop, his pen ready, and you hear the audio of the speaker, and he's saying congratulations of your on your investment, and it was $7,500 to teach him how to take a box truck and start his own business, his own company. And so he starts out really woo woo and even though I appreciate your purchase, and even though I don't own my own box truck, you're helping me get my first box truck, but that's neither here nor there. But let's get right into it, blah, blah, blah. And he's really saying a lot of nothing. And the guy's like, oh, here we go. But if you buy my second course, then I'll tell you, the steps on how to da 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 da. And when I tell you, that really hit home. I'm moving my camera. That really hit home for me because we've all drank the Kool-Aid. I feel like if you're very entrepreneurial spirited, and you're very like a big researcher, you like learning, you want to invest in other people's courses and content to, pick their brains, know their secrets, know how they did what they did, and not to discredit anyone that has started a course, launched a program, master class, whatever. But you've got to be careful, and you've also got to get to the point where you trust yourself and you've learned all you need to learn. You've gotten all the notes. You've got notebooks full of printouts, PDFs, downloads, outlines and questionnaires, and now it's time for you to just do it. Just start. I have taken a project management class when I thought I'm really gonna settle down and be a 9 to 5 girly. I've got to be a 9 to 5 girly. I can take that and have my own businesses and have my little side hustles, and that's going to really, set me up because I'll have multiple streams of income. But the scheduling, I had to come back to reminding myself. I know myself. I know how I'm wired. I'm not an office person. I'm not a go to the same place every day at the same time every day with the same grueling, boring routines, the same people, and do work and then clock out and then get up and come right back. I've never been able to get down like that. But I convinced myself if I take this project management course through UVA, I can maybe be a freelancer or, whatever. I've taken a life coaching course. But really what that taught me was how to coach myself, how to help friends and family. And, I never really got to the point where I was super, super focused on growing my practice and having clients and things like that. Started the website, started all of the things. But again, then I took a real estate, this is before. I took a real estate course, how to find properties out of state, affordable, cheap properties that could, you can maximize your profits, how to analyze deals, how to run your numbers, how to hire contractors. Again, great. But at the end of the day, if I never pulled the trigger on the focus that I needed and the discipline that it takes to just do the one thing, get that going, and then move on to the next thing, you've got all these courses under your belt and you're still making money the same way you've always made money, which is creatively, out of the box, here, there, everywhere, blah, 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 blah. I also took a trip to LA when I was into this multi-level marketing. Same thing, they give you the notebook and the tools and the pamphlets and all the things, and they give you this great feel-good experience in an auditorium of thousands of other like-minded, motivated people, and you can win your Lexus, and you can build your team, and you can have financial freedom, but it all comes down to you. So I took all of those experiences and all those thousands of dollars that I invested in myself, and I came up with my own outline of for success to, again, always remind myself that you do this thing where you have analysis paralysis. You feel like you need one more thing to learn to take that step. And sometimes you have to do it scared, and you have to do it when you don't feel like you're 110% prepared, and that's okay. It's like taking a road trip. I like to remind myself when I'm driving at night and I know that my destination is to a port because I'm going to take a cruise. I'm really excited, or I'm driving to the airport. I'm really excited about my vacation. I can only see how many 100 feet, so many feet ahead of me with my headlights, right? But as the road is illuminated, I can take the turns. I'm following the path as I'm going along. You don't get in your car, park the car on the street, and see all the way how to get to where you say you're going. It doesn't work like that. You are navigating and driving forward, cutting through the dark, trusting that you're going to get to where you said you're going to go because you've set it in your GPS, you've set it in your mind. You need to be there by XYZ, so you left with enough time. And so is life, so is business. So, the first thing is what is good enough for you? What is your clear why? What is your clear direction and goal? So maybe it's a certain income to fund your lifestyle. Maybe it's, work-life balance, financial freedom, whatever. You know what that is. But once you establish that for yourself, you don't then jump ship and be like, oh, well, I actually need to be $1 million business. I actually want to be a CEO. I actually want to have impact on a global scale. So I have locations here, locations there, overseas, blah, blah, blah. You know exactly where you want to be, where you want your business or your idea to take you. And it's good enough for you. And you don't let anyone else make you feel like it's too small, or, you're comparing yourself to everyone else. Like, my business does not need to be as big as Skims or Fenty or whatever, because I know what I want. I know I'm clear on my why. I'm clear on who I am. I'm clear on, what success is defined to me. All right. So you get that out the way. It could just be like you want to make a $50,000, $100,000 profit. But again, you know why, and you know what that is for you. The next thing is you're going to decide on how long it takes you to make a decision. Like I said, I have notebooks filled with ideas and scenarios, and it could go this way, it could go that way, mind maps and all these things. But I really had to train myself to, if I'm really caught up on making a decision, I write it down. I remind myself that I have to trust myself. I do trust myself. Come back to it. It could be in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Go clean the kitchen, go run an errand, do something. Maybe you have someone that you trust, talk it out, or sleep on it. Because haste makes waste. Sometimes when you, for bigger decisions, sometimes if you feel like you're making a decision and you feel anxious and you don't feel like good about the decision, is that the best decision? Or if you feel pressured to hurry up because the opportunity might be gone, that's not a good decision. So giving it time, coming back to it, sleeping on it, giving it a day or two, that's going to be your superpower. Also, too, once you make a decision, moving forward, it can always evolve. It can always change. You can make something better, but doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. Okay, so keeping that in mind, that also goes back to, like, you trust yourself, right? Like, it's gonna work out. Your systems and practices. So you decide, act, and follow through. You know what I mean? And again, reminding yourself that feeling unsure doesn't equal wrong. It doesn't equal bad. It doesn't equal mistake. Do it without being 100%. Things are going to unfold, change, develop, and like I said, evolve. And that goes back to the example of, driving through the dark. You're not going to have everything thought all the way through, but you have a safety net. You have a plan A, B, and C. And you also know how to reevaluate. So it's not about like, oh my God, this was the worst thing ever, I gotta quit. No, the reevaluation then leads to pivoting. How can I improve this? What did I learn? How can I adapt? Okay? We are prioritizing learning over perfection and performance. So your secret sauce is going to be being able to be consistent, keeping the promises to yourself, doing a little bit every day, having that adaptation, like you're able to just like, you know what? Let's make this better. And celebrate the small wins. I cannot stress that enough. If sales aren't exactly what you wanted them to be, or your productivity wasn't exactly what you wanted it to be, but you got that one client, or you did make a sale, or you did accomplish something, please, 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 please relish in that. Don't be like, okay, now I got to keep going, keep going. So often we can rob ourselves of our greatest accomplishments because we're not slowing down enough to realize, like, you did the damn thing. So, for example, for me, when I took the leap to sublet my townhouse, and I had my first family move in upstairs, and they were paying me $1,700 a month, it was like, for a second there, I was like, oh, gotta get my next client, gotta get my next tenant, gotta, you know what I mean, gotta expand, gotta get my next property, instead of taking a breath and saying, I'm $1,700 closer to what I said I wanted. Having that peace of mind, having that income, being able to say, I did it. I put out my ad, I took my pictures, I staged my house, I offered a quality experience, I got great feedback, and then, then I kept going and got my second family in my basement. That money carried me for like 9 months. And instead of like, okay, now what? Like, relish in that. When I had my car on hire car and I was renting out my car, instead of like, oh, I got to build a fleet, I got to get 3 cars, 5 cars, 10 cars, like, I'm making money off of my car. It's paying for itself. It's paying for its car insurance. It's paying for my new car. Whoosah. It's okay. You don't need to build Rome overnight, and you don't need to, rob yourself of celebrating milestones. So that is my advice to not only my younger self, the entrepreneurial, dreamer, creative, free thinker, self that was, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, like just like go, 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 go. No. And it's also to the woman who is also juggling so many things. We're mothers, okay? We have to prioritize our self-care. We have to prioritize our rest. I was so bad when I was chasing money, chasing a dollar, and I was saving, $6,000 a month, yes, but I was running off of 4 hours of sleep. That's not self-care, And so when you look at these milestones and you say, yeah, I did it, but at what cost? You have to look at the whole big picture, and you have to look at, who am I competing against and what am I rushing to? Because if you've got all the money in the world and you're not your best, and you're exhausted and you're not balanced and you're not healthy, then money doesn't mean anything at all. So I love making my videos. I love continuing to show up on my little corner of the internet. I hope this helps someone out there. And until the next video, peace. Bye.